Hey guys, it's Ali.
And it's Marley. Welcome back to our channel. Marley.
Subscribe. Anyway, welcome back. Today, we're steering away from the regular movie reviews, and we're gonna tell you our top 5 movies.
Let's say top 5.
Well, we're gonna tell you our top 5
movies.
Yeah, they're
of all time.
They're in no specific order. They're just the movies that we usually go to if we want to watch them.
Comfort and nostalgia and laughs and tears and emotions.
Yeah, all of that.
What do you think? What do you think your top is? Or do you...
My top is...
Well, apparently it's Zombieland or whatever.
But the one that I'm thinking is Zombieland with Emma Stone and like thing. Do you
No, you've absolutely not brought that.
I mean, it is. It really was. I watched that movie for so long. It's just because I went through like an Emma Stone phase. I feel like we all went through that. Right? Like,
After
we all
Easy
did.
A, it was like, she was the queen.
She was a queen, but I watched that a lot. No joke. I thought it was funny, and I loved zombies at that time of my life because I never went with the flow. So everybody was liking vampires. I was like, I'm gonna step out of that lane and create my own, and I'm gonna like zombies.
And the world just followed you.
I literally would search on the bookstores for zombie books rather than vampires. I did read a couple books that were literally like a girl falling in love with like a zombie, or like...
That sounds disgusting.
And like every single time I tried to like tell my friends, like, you know what, zombies can be also like really nice. It would be like...
I'd say like eat your brain. For me, I have 2 that are kind of like number 1, so I'll just start with Labyrinth, starring David Bowie. So that's more of like a cult classic. Maybe the mainstream people don't know about it.
I never liked it. Every single time that movie would come on my TV, I would look for anything else to watch. If that meant I would have to sit through Ed, and Eddie, I would sit through that instead of watching that freaking movie.
No, I absolutely loved it. I remember at first being like scared of it, because I watched it when I was really young, but then me, my sister, my cousin, we all just would watch it all the time growing up. We would act it out. I would be David Bowie's character, the Goblin King. So I can pretty much like quote the movie like word for word for most of it. It's just like, it'll always be a favorite to me and special to me. Rest in peace, David Bowie. The Goblin King.
So my second movie, another one that Marley mentioned that I always go back to, is Spirited Away. It's one of those Ghibli films, and I watched that when I was very young because my mom bought it. Yeah, by accident.
I definitely didn't understand it.
My mom probably thought it was gonna be like a kid's movie, and it ended up being like super disturbing. I got so many nightmares when her parents turned into pigs.
I hate that part with the pigs.
It's like, is that gonna happen to me? It's really good, and I always go back to it if I'm feeling like just like not inspired or like not having a good time. I always look for Spirited Away because it's just like one of those comfort movies from like childhood and stuff like that.
One of those comfort movies that gives you nightmares. So my next one would be Adventures in Babysitting. It's an 80s movie about this girl who thinks she's too old to like babysit, but she gets called, so she's like, okay, I'll do it my last time. And then she ends up having to go into the city with these kids, and all this like trouble happens. They get chased by these criminals. They're like...
I think I watched it actually
by
accident, but I liked it.
Really funny. I love the characters. I love it. It's definitely like my favorite movie. Definitely check it out if you want like a fun 80s movie.
Third movie for me, I think, would be My Sister's Keeper. So a little bit of a more serious film.
Did you read the book?
I did not.
That's why you like it.
Yeah, but I think like that was the first movie that actually like brought a lot of emotion to me. I don't know if I was going through something. Like, I watched that movie, and as soon as I turned it on, like tears just started flowing from my eyes. Like really bad, and like the movie continued and tears would stream. It was just like convulsive crying. It was so bad, just because like I felt so bad because like I'm like, I have a sister, what if this was her? Yeah, like go on, you're like,
no, I would say definitely read the book instead. They completely changed the ending, and which really made me not like the movie, because I think the ending in the book is a lot better. It's a lot more of a plot twist, and like not just, oh yeah, the girl with cancer dies. It's like something else happened that's like completely different. So I would say read the book instead.
I really like that movie, okay? I cried a lot.
Okay, for my next one, again, a bit of an older movie, I'm gonna go with Back to the Future. 1 and 2 are both pretty good, and then 3 is like not. It's a really fun movie. I I like the musical number, Johnny Be Good. I think it's just a great movie that I watched since I was young. So again, another like nostalgic thing. It's a classic.
I think like my fourth, I watched like a lot of like historical and like war movies with my parents. Saving Private Ryan is one, and then Empire of the Sun is another one that I remember like my dad showing to me and I really like loved, and like I watched them when I was young. And then Saving Private Ryan, I think it's like more mainstream and like it continues to play and I watch it with my dad every time. And Empire of the Sun, it was a very old movie and it's through a kid's, and I feel like war movies when they're told through like a kid's eyes, it's just like so much more like powerful because they have no idea what's going on and like they just see like their world crumbling around them, and it's just yeah. But yeah, those two would be my fourth.
I like a lot of sad movies.
Must say something about me.
Mine are all like very fun. So I really love the movie Peter Pan, called the live action one, not the like cartoon one.
Excuse you.
And not any other version. It's the Peter Pan
With Ryan Reynolds, right?
No.
No? Wait.
With the cute
hot
one.
guy.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and the one where Lucius Malfoy, that actor plays like Hook and the dad. Do you like that version too?
I love that version! Like that was my first love, probably.
Right, it was all of our first love. I remember just like renting that movie like almost every time we went, and then eventually my mom like bought it for us because we just like watched it so much.
Oh, that was good stuff. Oh my god.
And
My
his name
friend,
was
I watched
June.
it with my friend and she like literally threw a fit when he kissed Wendy. And
I
I'm like,
know.
hashtag relatable.
I remember that when you're little and like the girl kisses the guy and you just like hate the girl because you like the guy, and it's like so stupid.
Yeah, now it's like girls stand together, you know? Like the guys.
Feminism.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's a good one. Like
Thank you.
that's a good choice. I completely forgot about that one.
And I also like honestly cry at the end every time. Like it's so sad that everyone goes for their happy ending, like back home, and Peter just leaves by himself back to the island.
Yeah, you know, like out of the live action, like Peter Pan with Robin Williams, I did not like it because that made me really sad.
It's a unique take on the Peter Pan story. I like that, but definitely not my favorite.
And my last, but not least, if you know me, you probably don't know what's coming. But like, if you're my parents, you know. And that is the Pokemon movie. The first one ever made, okay? Listen to me. That movie had a lot of messages. It had typical like friends stand for each other. There was a lot of emotion, fight, like ambition. What a masterpiece. Honestly, like as a young kid, that movie, tears. It was my sister's keeper of like when I was 4. Anyone out there, if you're watching and you've seen the Pokemon movie, you remember that scene where Pikachu turns to Ash turns to stone. Ash turns to stone and everyone starts crying.
And which of your movies didn't you cry?
I guess I'm just a very emotional person.
So for my last movie, I think I'd have to go probably with Dirty Dancing.
I don't like that one, but
You don't?
No. I can see that it is a good movie.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it. It's just not my cup of tea.
That was another one that I watched when I was younger, and my sister was honestly more into it than I was at the time. But now I'm like, no, it's got to be one of my favorites. Like I could probably watch it all the time. It's just like a classic to me. Or I should honestly, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. No, that takes over Dirty Dancing. I love Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. It's the best Harry Potter movie. It's like so funny, and then I love the plot with the going back in time and how like things that you saw happen, now you know why they happened. Like the how, anyway.
It was a really good movie. I mean, all Harry Potter movies are really good.
Yeah, so I definitely need to have that on my list.
And also, like, people are gonna hate me, but I really shipped Hermione and Harry. So
I know.
that was like that movie was prime for them because
Yeah.
like Ron is out of the picture.
Ron's like injured, and then it's just Harry and Hermione going around. Yeah, I agree. That might be another reason. But now that I'm older, I do see like, no, they're just friends. Like you can have a friendship, like a male-female friendship. Okay.
Yeah, like I still ship it. Those are top 5 movies. So I
Of
guess
all
that makes
time.
that 10 as a whole.
Yes.
10 movies that you should watch. Let us know if any of these movies like speak to you, or if they're your favorites as well.
If they're in your top 10, or just let us know your top 10 in general in the comments.
Like this video,
Subscribe.
and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Is that yours?
No, it's yours. 100%. I'm trying to blame that on me.